On this Friday, we're talking late model wins for Kyle Larson and Erb Jr., what's ahead this weekend for the World of Outlaws in Pennsylvania, and a lot more. Let's go. Today is Friday, May 13th, 2022. Welcome into Dirt Tracker Daily. I'm Justin Fiedler. Just a few miles from my own house last night, the XR Super Series had night 2 of the Colossal 100 weekend at the dirt track at Charlotte. Chris Madden topped Scott Bloomquist on night 1. That was back on Wednesday, but Thursday was a battle of the Longhorn chassis. Kyle Larson started on the pole in the Kevin Rumley-owned 6 car, and he was chased throughout the feature by Brandon Overton. Big Sexy was able to close down the gap on Young Money in the final few laps, but was never able to really make a serious bid for the lead. At the end, it was Larson leading all 30 laps to bag the $25,000 score. Overton, Madden, Tim McCready, and Bloomer completed the top 5 behind Larson. The win was his first in XR competition and second late model victory of 2022. His other came a few weeks ago with the Flow Series at Eldora. There was some rain through the program last night, and Larson said afterward that the extra moisture probably helped his cause come feature time. It was a nice improvement from the 8th place finish the night before. As for his fellow NASCAR Cup Series competitor Chase Briscoe, it's been a couple of learning nights in that Kent Robinson-owned machine. Briscoe has yet to make a feature event this week in the Super Late Model. Tonight's race at Charlotte will be the final for the 2 NASCAR drivers, as they will be off to Kansas tomorrow for the Cup weekend. Also missing the feature last night were names like Jimmy Owens, Mark Whitener, Joseph Joyner, and Kyle Bronson. All of those guys will definitely be looking to bounce back tonight. Racing continues on this Friday with another $25,000 to win show, and then things close out on Saturday with $50,000 going to the feature winner. I'd expect Larson and Overton to be fast again tonight, along with Bloomquist, who does have 2 top 5s so far this week. There are some kind of little scattered bits of rain around the Charlotte area all day today, so keep an eye on social media to make sure that program goes on as scheduled tonight. It doesn't appear that it'll be a complete washout, just a little bit of rain. Maybe some delays are possible, kind of like last night's program. You can watch these races live over on XR Plus with a subscription. Late Model Illinois Speed Week continued last night at Lincoln Speedway after the Wednesday show at Spoon River. These first 2 nights of Illinois Speed Week were Flow Racing Night in America shows, while tonight at Farmer City and Saturday at Fairbury are both Mars-sanctioned races. Last night at Lincoln, Garrett Alberson sat on the pole, and he battled with Erb Jr. early, but it wasn't long before Erb was in control. A few caution periods and lap traffic couldn't slow down the 28 enough, though, when he drove away to the $22,000 score. Erb had a big lead in the final 10 laps, but 4-starting Brandon Shepard was able to track him down in those final few times around Lincoln. But on the white flag lap, Bishop caught the backstretch wall, and that was all Erb needed to close it out. Shepard ended up 2nd, Alberson 3rd, Chris Simpson 4th, and Stormy Scott was 5th. Following these 2 nights of flow action, Bishop has taken the series points lead, and he topped Stormy Scott by 72 markers. Mike Marlar, Hudson O'Neill, and Ricky Thornton Jr. complete the top 5. The next points-paying event for the series is next Wednesday night at Marshalltown Speedway in Iowa. But like I mentioned earlier, the Speed Week continues tonight at Farmer City and tomorrow at Fairbury. Tonight's show pays $15,000 to the winner, and tomorrow at Fairbury is a very nice $30,000 to win. Most of the guys we've seen the past 2 nights should be in attendance at these races over the weekend, so expect a heavy dose of guys like Bishop and Erb, Pierce, Shirley, Moran, and a lot more. We had 55 cars last night, and there's no reason to think we won't stay near that number through the next 2 nights. Both of these Mars nights will be available to watch live over on Flow Racing. Like a lot of the other racing series and tracks, USAC hasn't had great luck so far this year with the weather, but they did get in a sprint car show last night at Lakeside Speedway near Kansas City. Regular announcer Chet Christner was under the weather, so we got Brian Holbert on the call, who you would normally hear on the ASCS broadcast and at the Chili Bowl. He's one of the best in the game, though, and he did a great job jumping in for Chet. If it was your first night watching the series, you probably wouldn't have even noticed he wasn't the regular guy. Sounds like Chet will be back on the call when the series heads to I-70 Motorsports Park on Saturday night. The USAC Sprint Car Show that was originally scheduled for tonight at US 36 has been lost to wet weather. That was announced earlier today. Back to last night, though, we ended up with a 30-lap caution-free affair with pole sitter Emerson Axum and CJ Leary swapping the lead during the opening few circuits. But on lap 4, defending series champion Brady Bacon took over, and that was literally it. Bacon drove away from the field to take the win by nearly 5 seconds. Justin Grant finished in the 10th position, and he had to hustle his 4-car over the final few laps to avoid going a lap down to Bacon. At the checkered, behind the Macho Man, Robert Ballou finished 2nd, Logan Seavey 3rd, Axum 4th, and Leary 5th. I had Bacon as my win pick for last night, so I'm now 13 for 63 on the season in correct win picks. That's about 20.5%. The prediction formula is currently 10 for 63, so I'm a couple races up right now. So with tonight now off, the series heads to I-70 on Saturday in Missouri. It'll be their first trip there since 1996, and the track has undergone quite a bit of work in recent years. It's safe to say this will basically be a new track for all of these sprint car competitors. The prediction formula again likes Axum for tonight just because he's been so consistent lately. I'm having a hard time not picking Bacon again, though. I tried to talk myself into Justin Grant. JG has an average finish of 6th recently on 3/8 mile tracks, and he has 4 wins. But Bacon has 5 wins and an average finish about a position and a half better than JG, so I guess Bacon it is. With the back-to-back victories, Bacon has closed up on the leaders in the USAC sprint car standings. Axum still leads, but only 37 points separate Axum, Grant, Chase Stockin, and Bacon. That Saturday night show will be live on Flow Racing if you cannot attend. Looking ahead to the weekend, there's a lot of other big-time racing to come, and we'll start with the World of Outlaws at Williams Grove. They take on that staple of Central Pennsylvania tonight and tomorrow night with the Morgan Cup on the line. As we talked about earlier in the week with Lincoln, the PA Posse hasn't fared well at Williams Grove in recent seasons. Brent Marks is the only driver with a Pennsylvania background to win at the Grove in the past 2 years, and you have to go back to 2019 to find other Posse wins. Marks won the National Open in 2019, but he was actually a full-time outlaw at the time. Before that, Lance DeWeese had 3 wins at Williams Grove between 2018 and 2019. Last year, though, Carson Macedo was a winner twice, and Kyle Larson, Marks, Sheldon Hodenshield, and Aaron Reitzel were the other winners. There is some hope for you Posse fans, though, with Anthony Macri running well right now. DeWeese and the 69K will be there, and Marks will be looking to bounce back from a rough show on Wednesday at Lincoln. The Outlaws will be super tough to beat, though, and I would expect Macedo to be near the top, along with David Gravel. I also wouldn't sleep on Spencer Baston this weekend. The Grove isn't a place you would normally expect him to run well, but he's been hot lately, and you know crew chief Barry Jackson knows how to set up a car to get around that place. As for win picks, the prediction formula likes Gravel, which isn't a bad selection. He's got past wins there and has the 3rd best average finish at the Grove in recent seasons. He only trails Donnie Schatz and Kyle Larson in that category. I'm going to go with Macedo, though. That team has momentum. They won here last year, and half-mile tracks are usually good to the California driver. This could be the night or couple of nights where he's able to jump into the points lead over Brad Sweet. As for Donnie Schatz, I don't think he'll win this weekend, but the Grove could be a good track for the TSR 15 to get things righted. He hasn't finished outside the top 10 in his previous 8 starts at Williams Grove, and over the last 26 Outlaw races there, he only has 3 finishes outside the top 10. If you aren't nearby, Dirt Vision will have live coverage both nights. With the other big sprint car series, the All-Stars, they are in line for 3 races this weekend with I-96 on tap for tonight, Wayne County for Saturday, and Waynesfield on Sunday. 7 races have been completed so far in 2022, and Tyler Courtney leads Parker Price Miller by 24 points in the standings. Cap Henry, Justin Peck, and Bill Baylog are the rest of the top 5. The series' last 3 trips to I-96 have been won by Corey Eliason and Courtney. Eliason has 2 of those. Past Wayne County winners include Kyle Larson, Cap Henry, Buddy Kofoid, and Aaron Reitzel, while Cole Duncan and Larson were Waynesfield winners in 2021. I like a lot about the All-Stars right now. They put on good shows. There's a bunch of storylines to keep an eye on. You've got Sunshine trying to repeat as champion, Parker Price Miller battling cancer and yet still really running well. I do think he gets his first series win of the year very soon. And Justin Peck looked fast the other night with the Outlaws, and he could be a factor here as well. I do want more out of Corey Eliason and that Rudine team right now, though. They're down the standings. They've had a tough go of it so far. They've only got 2 top 5s and 2 top 10s in 9 races. They won back in February at East Bay, but that was a non-points event. And since Attica in April, they have 6 finishes of 11th or worse. And in a bit of an interesting move, Tim Schaefer was supposed to be running the full All-Star schedule with the Brian Grove 28, but he's in Pennsylvania this weekend with Jason Sides. So Brandon Spitholler will drive that 28 car this weekend. The prediction formula favors Courtney for tonight, but I'm going to go Peck. You can watch every All-Star show live over on Flow Racing. Across the country in California, the NARC 410 series is back in action this weekend with 2 nights of racing for the Peter Murphy Classic. They head to Tulare tonight and Hanford tomorrow. The Saturday show pays a very nice $11,000 to win and $1,000 to start. Dominic Scelzi is the defending event winner and the defending series champion. With 2 races complete, he leads Justin Sanders, Corey Day, Shane Golobic, and Tanner Carrick in the standings. Day and Colby Copeland have the 2 victories this year. These shows will also be live over on Flow Racing. For your football fans out there, I feel like these California shows remind me of kind of like Pac-10 or Pac-12 after dark. If you stay up a little bit later, you can actually see some really great racing from out in California, and these NARC shows are kind of along in that line. And in Oklahoma this weekend, the USMTS Modifieds continue their 2022 campaign with stops at Red Dirt Raceway and Tri-State Speedway. Dustin Sorensen is the current series points leader, and this will be the first ever series stop at Red Dirt. Derek Ramirez is the most recent winner at Tri-State. Not Hobstock Tri-State, but Oklahoma Tri-State. Tonight pays $7,000 to win. Saturday is $10,000 to win, and you can watch those races live over on Racing Dirt. So there you go. You're up to speed to head into the dirt racing weekend. Drop me a comment. Let me know your win picks for the weekend, what tracks you're headed to, or what you'll be watching on the streaming services. And speaking of the streaming services, we've got pretty close to 40 races on the schedule today, with a boatload more to come this weekend. That includes the World of Outlaws, USAC, All-Stars, Super Late Models at Charlotte and in Illinois, and a lot more. Those are all things happening between Dirt Vision, Flow Racing, XR Plus, Speed Sport, and all of your other favorite services. To see the full daily streaming schedule through the weekend with links to watch, visit dirttracker.com/watch tonight. That's it for the show today and for this week. Enjoy the dirt racing weekend. If you have thoughts about the topics on today's show, please leave them in the comments below or tweet at me. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll be back on Monday for more Dirt Tracker Daily.